Welcome back to the channel. Today we are discussing all things low buy. I also feel like every time I film lately I'm in a completely different area of the apartment, so I hope you enjoy this background. Very cute. Today I'm going to talk all about a low buy year and why I'm deciding to do a low buy year for 2024. I came across the rule of 5 pretty recently, I want to say maybe in November, and it kind of got me thinking about my purchases and my history with buying things and what I wanted that to look like for 2024. I've always been really obsessed with videos about low buys or no buys. I think it's just really fascinating. I just love any videos about like human behavior, I guess. And so I followed a few people's no buy years, watching them kind of confront their own relationship with consumption and watching them like save money, pay off debt, save for a house, stuff like that. It's really inspiring, and I always thought I could never do that. Like I could never do a no buy year, and I don't think I could ever do a no buy year, but I can commit to a low buy year, and that's what I'm gonna be talking about. I think especially in the fashion space, like the styling fashion girlies, it's kind of a tough conversation to have because clothing and fashion is our hobby, and that's where we find like our creative energy from. It's kind of more of an art form for us, and so there's kind of this pressure to have new things, buy new things, stay on top of trends, and even if you don't think that you follow trends, you always have like things that you want. They might not necessarily be like the most trendy item of the season, but you always kind of have a list of like wish lists. Like I have an insane wish list, like things I would love to have. And so this year I wanted to kind of put a pause on buying and really reevaluate my closet that I already have, because I have so many great clothes. I have so many, you know, great pieces of clothing and really cool items, vintage items, one-of-a-kind things that I love, and I feel like I'm kind of hitting this roadblock where if I don't know what to wear, I immediately turn to like, okay, well, like what new thing can I buy that'll like help me get over my slump in styling outfits. I think a lot of us relate to that. I kind of want to like rewire my brain to be like, okay, you have enough clothes. Like how can we take what we already have and style it in a new and fresh and fun way? So that's a little bit about why I want to do this. A few more things is, for me, it's not totally about the money. Like saving money is great, of course, like we all want to save money, duh, like we all want more money. So saving money is like a positive outcome of this, obviously, but the main push for me is to really get to know my closet and find what's working and what's not working. And I don't want to be so clouded with brand new purchases. I don't want to be reliant on that feeling of convenience and just running to buy something new and getting like a hit of dopamine from that. I want to kind of struggle with my closet and style cool outfits. Like yesterday I styled this outfit, and it's an outfit that I've never worn before, and I felt so cool, and just like the high of creating this outfit was so much better than anything I've felt from buying something new. So that's my main reason, is I just really want to think about my purchases. I want my purchases to be exciting, but I don't want them to be an excitement that wears off after like a week, you know? I want to buy things and be really excited about them long term. Like there's stuff in my closet, like all of my vintage Coach purses. I'm excited about those every single day. There's other things that I've bought that were kind of like one-hit wonders for my closet, where I was excited for like a week, for like a month, and then I ended up selling it or donating it because it no longer served me. I don't want that to happen anymore. I want everything I buy to be like, so good, I love it, and I couldn't live without it, sort of thing. I want everything that I buy going forward to be something I really cherish and love, and also things that are higher quality. So let's get into the rules. So the inspiration for this whole thing was the rule of 5. I'll link down some articles in the description so you can read for yourself, but I came across the rule of 5 in a TikTok, and it said something along the lines of, if we all committed to only buying 5 brand new items in a year, it could significantly reverse our CO2 emissions and potentially have a very, very big impact on global warming. And that just really stuck with me. I think sometimes I feel like a bit of a hypocrite, and I think that's like, okay, like I said, I think a lot of us fall into this category where we like care about the planet, like of course, but also our love for fashion is so strong. So it's like, how do you mesh those two? And I think this is the best answer, buying only 5 brand new items. There is a rule that underwear, bras, and socks don't count. Only 5 brand new wanted items, not something that we like have to replace. I do believe that the rule of 5 excludes thrifted fashion, but I've kind of curated this a little bit. I've changed the rules to fit my lifestyle, and that is 5 brand new items. So I've decided that I'm going to allow myself to still buy thrifted clothes because, number one, it is something that I just love to do. I really have a passion for vintage clothes, and second of all, obviously better impact on the planet buying something secondhand. And also now with this channel, it's kind of part of my job. Like I don't make a ton of money from this channel. It is something I'm passionate about, is like making content about thrifting. And so I've just given myself the grace to thrift. A little caveat to that is not buying as much, just to be really in tune with what I'm buying, why I'm buying it. Instead of just like buying a ton of stuff, I really want it to be intentional. I want to make maybe some thrift wish lists and just stick to that instead of just like buying haphazardly. But yes, I am going to allow buying thrifted clothes, and I've also put the little asterisk there that I can buy like in person or online as well, like eBay, Poshmark, stuff like that. But I have given myself a budget, so that's $100 a month. Recently, I haven't been spending that much. I started this kind of in December loosely, but I've really started it in January, and the only thing I've bought is 2 belts from eBay, the vintage Coach belts. So, and I used Christmas money for that. Speaking of course, if I get any gift cards, that won't count to the total. That's just like its own category. But with that being said, if I do get a gift card and I choose to buy clothes, that still counts as one of my items, if that makes sense. So I can use the gift card to like buy thrifted clothes, and that if I got like a Poshmark gift card or something, and then that total wouldn't count for my $100. But if I chose to use a gift card and buy something new, that would count as one of my 5 pieces, but the total wouldn't count towards my monthly budget, if that makes sense. And then if I want to buy something that's more than $100, I can roll the money over. Like I said, I'm not going to include socks, underwear, or bras in this kind of low buy challenge, whatever, because I do need new underwear, and like that's just something that like you have to buy. That's not like a fun purchase. That's like impulsive. It's more of a need. I'm also not sure, so let me know down below. I need a new pair of running shoes, and I'm not sure whether to count this as one of my 5 items or not. I don't know where I sit with this, because in a way it's a need because it's related to health and wellness, and the running shoes I have now, they give me such awful shin splints, so like I can't run on them, but it's kind of a want. Like I don't have to run, so I'm not sure where I fall in that. Let me know what you think down below. So new running shoes may or may not be included in this. I'm not sure. I'm still like up in the air deciding, but then part of me is like, are you just like using this as a crutch to allow yourself to like buy one more item? So I'm not too sure yet, honestly. So that's pretty much all of my rules for clothes. I think I kind of covered all my bases. I don't think I'm gonna have to add any rules, but I'll keep you guys posted throughout the year if I like change them or tweak them or whatever, but I think those are some pretty solid rules. Then I have a few rules for skincare and makeup. I'm not like as into skincare and makeup as I used to be. I feel like it used to like take up a part in my budget, but nowadays I really only buy things when I need to replace them. And I've kind of got more of a simple makeup routine nowadays, and then just like some fun, you know, like red lipsticks and whatever. So the rules for makeup and skincare is nothing new unless it's a replacement or unless it is health related, because I'm going to the dermatologist on Tuesday. I don't know if they're gonna have me switch some stuff up for my acne, or like if I go on Accutane and I like really need some thick moisturizer or something, I'm not gonna not allow myself to buy that, because that seems more of like a health purchase. So if it's something health related, or like otherwise no new things, like I'm not just gonna buy like a new serum or something unless I run out of what I have. Same with moisturizers, same with face wash, like all of that stuff. I probably won't try anything new either. Like if I run out of a face wash, I'm probably not going to try a new face wash just to like get that fun feeling of trying something new. I'm just gonna stick with what I already know works, because I don't want to be stuck with a face wash that is crap for like a month or two because I just like wanted the high of trying something new. So I'm just gonna stick with all of my usuals, all of my regulars. Same with makeup, and I did write that I can replace frivolous replacements. So if I run out of my favorite black liquid liner, I can rebuy that. If I go to use glitter on my eyes and the one I have is all dried up, I'll let myself rebuy the $5 e.l.f. glitter, you know? So I can still replace like the fun stuff. It's just I'm not really gonna go on like a little makeup shopping spree. Not that I really do that nowadays anyway. I feel like maybe when I worked at Ulta, that was like when I was super into makeup. The one thing that I can think of that I will let myself buy is a foundation, because I don't own a foundation. So then the last category is talking about like takeout coffee, takeout food, and going to restaurants. I live in New York City, so to cut these things out completely just isn't really realistic for me because part of being here is the food culture, is the coffee culture. Like you want to go out and explore the city. Like you don't pay, you know, ridiculous rent here to just sit at home. Like your apartment is not for living in. Your apartment is just to like put your shit and like go out and do stuff. And so I don't want to put myself on such like a hard no buy that I can't even like go and have coffee with my friends. So my husband is doing this with me as well. We are setting a budget for $50 a month for coffee. I know that probably sounds very high, but like we don't drink. We really don't drink at home. We don't go out to bars, like rarely, like maybe 4 times a year we'll go out to a bar. It's like very, very rare for us. So our kind of like socializing that we do is through coffee shops and going out for coffee, or like on the weekends, that's something we like to do together for like dates. Spending time together is like trying new coffee shops or going to our favorite ones. So think of how much people usually spend at a bar. That's probably how much we spend on coffee. $50 per person to spend on coffee. So that includes if I buy my husband's coffee, that comes out of my budget. If he buys me a coffee, that comes out of his budget. If I buy a croissant or something with my coffee, that will be taken out of those $50. That averages about 2 coffees a week, which I think is perfect. Because a lot of the times when I meet my friends too, we go out for coffee, and I've talked about this before, but like this is like the first time in my adult life that I've had friends. I really haven't had like a group of friends since high school. Putting money and energy into my friendships is very important. Getting a takeout coffee and walking around the park, or like sitting down, having a croissant and a coffee with my friends, it's more than just the money to me. It's like an investment in my friendship. So that's why we're still having a coffee budget. Coffee is like essential to my social life, is basically what I'm saying. And then the last little thing I have is $100 for takeout food or restaurants, which I think is pretty good. That's probably like twice a month, which I think is fair. Honestly, we do a really good job about eating at home, especially because my husband and I, we both are pretty much home all day. So we're both students, and then I only work a couple hours a day. So like we're both home all day, every day, and we both have our own side. Like he is fully self-employed and then I'm like, you know, doing my school and my YouTube. So we're home all the time. It's really easy for us to just eat at home. I rarely use like Uber Eats or DoorDash. I'm like, I think it's because I grew up in the Midwest where I lived, you couldn't even get a pizza delivered. Like there was no food delivery. I think now as an adult, I'm like, that is so dumb. Like that's so ridiculous. I'm like, I would rather walk a mile in the snow to go get my own Chipotle than to have like some man drive it over and I have to pay like for a tip and the fee and the, you know what I mean? Like I just can't be bothered. Like I think it's such a scam. So I'm not really worried about anything like that, but I did want to give myself a little buffer so that if I want to, you know, date night, lunch, or maybe if I do have a weird situation where I'm like out to an appointment and I can't make it home to eat and whatever, like I'll give myself a little bit of wiggle room to still eat out if I need to. But yeah, those are the only categories that I can think of to include in my low buy, because everything else is just kind of like stuff I need to buy. I really just wanted to focus on the areas that are maybe, yeah, a little bit more frivolous, you know, they're more like want categories, they're not needs. But the main category for me is the clothes. I also just don't have room to be buying a ton of clothes, and I think last year it kind of like didn't get out of hand, but I was definitely buying more than I wanted to because I worked at a clothing store. And now that I don't work there anymore, honestly, that was like probably the best things I could have done for myself. Well, number one, it was a toxic work environment. I made a video about it. Number two, I'm not like surrounded by beautiful things all the time because I'm such a sucker. Like I'm such a sucker for cute and pretty items, and I like I said, I love clothes. And when you work somewhere with a discount, like we would have 85% off sales, like I'm probably gonna find something that I like, and if it's only $10, then I'm gonna buy it, you know? And I feel like I already have a really good sense of my personal style. I made a video about that as well if you wanna go watch that, but I wanna become even more in tune with my personal style this year. And yeah, like I said, I've been doing this already for the first couple weeks of January, and I just feel like I'm really loving the stuff I already have, and I'm figuring out ways to make it cool or interesting. Like I haven't busted out like these rings in so long, and like I don't know, I'm just having fun like playing with my accessories and adding little ribbons to my hair. I've literally never worn my hair in braids like this with little bows, and it feels so cute, and I think it's like interesting paired with this casual sweatshirt that I've had for so long. I'm just having a lot of fun playing with my clothes, and I think too I was a little scared to do a low buy because I thought like, well, if I'm not like showcasing new stuff, no one's gonna care about my outfits, or like no one's gonna care about what I want to wear, which is very silly. I'm like getting over a lot of insecurities about content creating because sometimes I compare myself to like these girls who are wearing new stuff all the time, but then I'm like, that would stress me out to have that much stuff, and I don't have a closet for that. Like that's not my life. And maybe in the coming years I do buy more, and maybe I do get things sent to me for free and whatever, but right now where I am, this is what feels good. And I've also realized that you guys are watching me for my personality and not for the things that I buy. So that has just helped my mindset a lot. And also I think at least I watch YouTubers that I can relate to, and sometimes I feel turned off by people who are always getting new stuff because I'm like, invokes like a jealousy in me that I don't like. Like, I do not like to be a jealous person, but I think it's easy for me to be jealous of people. And so I like to watch other creators who are also doing low buys or have small closets or like vintage stuff. I want to follow them more for the styling aspect and not the buying aspect. I've unfollowed quite a few influencers that I had been following because it was just like always new and I never saw them rewear their outfits, and that's just like insanity to me. And so hopefully when you come here, you don't feel that pressure. You can kind of also lean into your own closet and learn how to rework stuff. That's what I'm working on this year, is just really rewiring my brain to love what I already have, cherish what I already have, because I have plenty. And yeah, that's it for this video. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you're doing a low buy. This was just like a chatty little catch up, just telling you about what I'm doing this year. And also, as soon as I put it out onto the internet, I'll feel like I have an accountability partner. So you guys hold me to it, keep me accountable. And I think that's why I waited to post this video, because I didn't want to post it right away in January, because I was like, what if I don't stick to it? Like, what if I change my mind? I'm not gonna change my mind. I'm sticking to this, only 5 new pieces. It's gonna be a great year. And I'll definitely keep you guys updated with what I buy. And of course, like I said, we'll still have thrift hauls because that's just kind of what what this channel is about, thrifting and finding cool stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I can ramble forever, but thanks so much for watching. Let me know down below if you are doing a low buy, or if you can commit today to doing a low buy, to committing to only 5 brand new pieces of clothing this year for the sake of your sanity and for the sake of the planet and your wallet. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.